Viz isn't a story about talent or luck. It's a story about the moment when quitting feels so much easier than continuing. If you've ever felt tired of trying, if you've ever worked your heart out but still felt like you were falling behind, then listen closely. Because this story carries a lesson that you might just need to hear today. Tef, everyone knew Aarav as the boy who almost made it. He almost topped the exam. He almost won the race. He almost proved everyone wrong. People would always praise his effort, but here's the thing, effort alone never seemed to change his life. Every single morning, Aarav would wake up long before sunrise. Not because he was disciplined, but because fear just wouldn't let him sleep. His mind would race, repeating the same question over and over. What if I fail? Again, at school, the classrooms were filled with laughter. You could hear confident voices and see easy smiles everywhere. But Aarav sat quietly, carrying an invisible weight on his shoulders, the weight of expectations, constant comparisons, and all his past failures. It felt heavy, suffocating. He saw his friends succeeding, seemingly without even trying, while he was putting in double the work just to stay afloat. The world felt unfair, and he felt invisible in it. One evening, after receiving yet another disappointing test result, Aarav found himself on the rooftop of his building, just staring at the city lights below. In that moment, he felt so small, so replaceable, so utterly forgotten. He felt like a ghost, just watching the world move on without him. The temptation to just give up, to let go of all the struggle, was overwhelming. It felt like the only logical choice. Just then, his phone buzzed. It was a message from his father. Aarav braced himself for a lecture, for words of disappointment or pressure. Vet. The message was simple. It was just one line. You don't need to be better than others. You only need to be better than yesterday. Those words hit him differently. They weren't about winning or losing. They were about something smaller, something more personal. They stayed with him, echoing in the quiet of the night. 2. That night, Aarav didn't make a grand promise to himself that he would succeed. He didn't daydream about trophies or applause. He made a quiet decision, a simple, almost dangerous one. He decided not to stop. He chose to show up every single day, no matter what. There were no motivation posters plastered on his walls, no sudden overnight transformation. It was far from a movie scene. Some days, he studied with a surge of confidence, feeling like he could conquer anything. But on other days, he studied while fighting back tears, the words on the page blurring together. There were mornings he woke up, and the first thought in his head was, I want to quit. There were evenings when his progress felt completely invisible, like he was running in place. And there were nights when doubt would whisper in his ear, this effort won't matter. You're just wasting your time. But Aarav continued. He kept going. Not because he suddenly felt strong or motivated, but because he finally understood something incredibly important. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Consistency, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a promise you make to yourself, especially on the days you don't feel like it. He learned to detach his actions from his feelings. He studied when he was sad. He practiced when he was tired. He showed up when he was filled with doubt. Months slowly passed by, day after day of this quiet, unseen grind. When the final results were announced, the hall was buzzing with excitement. No one really noticed Aarav at first. He was just part of the crowd, as always. But then, his name was read out loud. The room went silent for a beat. Shu could feel the collective surprise ripple through the students and teachers. Then came the applause. Loud, genuine applause. But you know what? That wasn't the real victory for Aarav. The real victory happened much, much earlier. It happened on all those days when no one was clapping. It happened in the moments when his improvement was so small it was invisible to everyone, including himself. On the nights when quitting felt completely justified, but he chose to open his book one more time. Aarav finally understood the lesson life had been trying to teach him all along. Failure was never his true enemy. Giving up was... Quitting was the real opponent he had been battling. And on the day he chose not to stop, his life began to change, not loudly, not instantly, but forever. Because true, lasting success isn't built in those flashy moments of motivation. It's not born from a sudden burst of inspiration. It is forged, piece by piece, on all the ordinary days you choose to continue, especially when it feels like nothing is working. So, if you're out there, feeling like Aarav, feeling like you're putting in the work with nothing to show for it, remember this story, too. Your real victory isn't the final result. It's showing up today. It's being just a little bit better than you were yesterday. Keep going. Your moment is being built, right now, in the quiet consistency of your efforts. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more. It really helps the channel grow.